Hi Kipsters, Miss S here with your second grade read aloud for today. I'm so excited to have you guys here for our brand new unit, and thank you guys so much for making sure to complete your end of module exam. It made me so happy to see your guys' responses on there. I'm so proud of all of you. I know it wasn't easy to have to read that on your own, and I want to thank you guys for trying your best on it. It really shows, and I'm excited to see even more of you guys complete that. So make sure you continue to do that. And I'm so excited to start our new unit today. That means we have brand new books and brand new skills that we're going to be practicing for the next few weeks in online learning. So our first text that we're going to be starting with in our brand new unit is Bone Button Borscht. And this word borscht here, they may not look like a familiar word, and it's not really a common word that you guys see in our country, but it's actually, for my friends that don't know, it's a really common soup that's made in Europe. And it's actually a soup that I myself love very much because my family is from Europe. My mother actually grew up in Poland. So this is a soup that I grew up drinking. It's something that we still drink at holidays, and I actually, believe it or not, just had some a couple days ago. So it's just a funny coincidence that we're reading a text about this soup that I love so much, so I'm excited to share it with you guys. One dark winter's night, a ragged little beggar hobbled along a lonely road. It was a snowy and bitter cold, but in his head it was warm and rosy. He saw a burning fireplace and a table loaded with bowls of borscht, noodle pudding, roast chicken, fruit, nuts, and a jug of wine. And his host was saying, "More chicken, Mr. Beggar." And he was saying, "Oh no, I couldn't eat another bite." So this is just a dream he's having. It's something he's imagining. Ah, there's nothing like being a beggar, he thought. Such good it brings out in people. They share, they give, and me, I get a little something too. It's perfect. The beggar reached the crest of a hill. He peered out through the driving snow into the night. So, where's the town? He asked himself. There should be a town at the bottom of this hill. I can't see it. As he walked downhill, small shadowy houses slowly took shape on his left and on his right. Fine, he said. Now I see the town. But where are the lights? Where are the people? He knocked on a door. Please, a little food for a poor starving beggar, he cried. A face appeared in the frosty window, then vanished. There were footsteps, and then silence. The beggar went to another house and knocked. Please help me. I'm hungry and cold. Go away, called a voice from within. Just let me in, for a few minutes even. No, go away. So the beggar moved on, from house to house and door to door, but no one would help him. What is wrong with these people? He wondered. He trudged further down the road. Suddenly, he spotted a thin line of light in the snow. He followed it to a crack in a doorway, pushed the door open, and went inside. It was a synagogue. So friends, a synagogue, for my friends that don't know, it's a place of worship for Jewish people. So the people that's their religion, the Jewish, that's their place that they go when they worship. Very similar to a church. Thank God for synagogues, he cried and rushed inside. As he warmed himself by the stove, he looked around the room. Suddenly, he spotted a man in the shadows. It was a synagogue caretaker, the shamus. Peace be with you, called the beggar. The shamus did not answer. Strange, thought the beggar. A glimmer crept into his eye, and the corners of his mouth turned up ever so slightly. He had an idea. He grabbed one of the bone buttons on his coat and tugged. Tick! Off came the button. Tick, tick! Off came two more. Tick! And another. tick, and another. Still the shamus did not speak, but now he was looking at the beggar. Now he was curious. The beggar counted the buttons. There were 5. "Oh, if only I had one more button," he said. The shamus said nothing. "Oh, if only I had one more button." Still the shamus was silent. "Oh, if only I had one more button." Finally the shamus spoke. "Look, mister, I won't give you a button. Nobody in this town will give you a button." "Why not?" asked the beggar. "Because we're poor, Mr. Beggar. We don't give to each other any more. Why should we give even a button to a stranger?" "Why?" asked the beggar. "Because with one more button I could make us soup. I could make a nice hot borscht." "That's ridiculous," scoffed the shamus. "Impossible. Nobody makes borscht from buttons." "Mr. Shamus," said the beggar, "I'm shocked. Haven't you ever heard of bone button borscht?" "Bone button borscht?" asked the shamus. "Let me explain," the beggar said. "These buttons in my hand are very special. With just one more button from you, I can make bone button borscht for the whole town. I can make a miracle, Mr. Shamus." Naturally, the shamus was very curious. "All right," he cried, "I'll get the button," and he ran to the door. "Wait," called the beggar. "I'll need bowls and cups and a knife and a ladle and a spoon. Oh, and a pot maybe?" The shamus sped down the road to the tailor's door and knocked. "Mendel, Mendel, give me a bone button," he called. "No, go away," shouted Mendel. "No, Mendel, you don't understand. The button isn't for me," said the shamus. "It's for the little beggar in the synagogue. He's going to make a miracle." "With my bone button?" asked Mendel. "What's he going to do? Raise it from the dead? Teach it to sing, maybe?" "No, Mendel, he needs it for the borscht. He's going to make borscht from buttons." "That's impossible," scoffed Mendel. "Nobody can make borscht from buttons." "Listen, Mendel," said the shamus. "Give me the button. What's it going to hurt? Maybe we'll have a miracle." "All right," replied Mendel. "I'll give you the button. But I want to come too. I want to see this miracle." "So come," said the shamus. They ran to the house next door and knocked. "Leah, Leah, give us a wooden spoon," they cried. "No," she shouted, "go away." "Leah, it's not for us. It's for the little beggar in the synagogue. He's going to make a miracle." "With my spoon?" asked Leah. "What's he going to do? Use it to part the Red Sea? Teach it to dance, maybe?" "No, Leah. He needs it for the borscht. He's going to make borscht from buttons." "That's impossible," scoffed Leah. "Look, Leah, give us the spoon. What's it going to hurt? Maybe we'll have a miracle." "All right," replied Leah, "but I want to come. I want to see this miracle." "So come," said the shamus and the tailor. "And my family too," she added. "So bring them," they said. So Leah, her family, Mendel, and the shamus marched down the street. They banged on doors. They begged, and they borrowed cups and bowls, a ladle, a knife, and a huge soup pot. Along with all these things, the crowd grew. As it chattered its way up the street toward the synagogue, others came to their windows and doors. "Where are you going?" they asked. "What are you going to do with that pot?" And the people in the street replied, "There's some beggar in the synagogue who says he can make borscht from buttons." "That's impossible," shouted the people in the houses. So they were curious. So they grabbed their hats and coats and joined the others. All right, friends, make sure you're sticking around for part 2 to practice our skill of the day.